Hello and welcome back to Stop and Go F1 for this special emergency news video because Esteban Ocon is Esteban Ocon from Alpine Formula 1 team. There it is, everyone, the pun of the month. But yes, Esteban Ocon will be leaving the Alpine team at the end of the year. This came out earlier today. From what it seems, from the release that Alpine have done, they are desperately trying to make it look like it was their decision for Ocon to leave. And I very much feel like, there's the phrase, jump before you're pushed. I feel this was push before they jump. Ocon, I feel, was always going, and Alpine have pushed him out the door before he quits, if you will understand that, because they're very much trying to make it look like it was their decision. I don't think it was. It's very strangely to coincide with what happened in Monaco and in all the speculation that he wouldn't be driving. And of course, we had that huge statement that came out from him earlier at the end of last week. I covered that in Saturday's news video. We also talked about Flavio Briatore returning to the Alpine team. So that's available if you want to watch that on the channel. That's something else you've got to think about with this. How much of this is connected to Flavio? To have him kind of secretly announced, let's say, last week as his return to Alpine as a special advisor, then this week to announce that Ocon is gone, you've got to start to think, do the two have any connection or not? We aren't too sure about that. As for statements that are public at the minute, Bruno Faman has made a statement, as has Ocon, both very much doing the polite political thing at the minute of, thank you for all the years we've had, here's to the future. Esteban Ocon, though, in his statement, he said something along the lines of, I'll be announcing what's next for my career very soon. So it sounds to me like he has got something lined up to take part in. As for his career in Alpine, he joined the team in 2020, back when they were Renault. They were changed to Alpine in 2021. And as for what he's done, of course, there will be the big moment that was remembered, which is that Hungary win in 2021. And, of course, also a few podiums here and there. Fantastic performance in Monaco last year. But as for us as a whole, he's been there since 2020. And every year he's lost to his teammates apart from once. He lost to Ricciardo in 2020. 2021 he lost to Alonso. 2022 he beat Alonso, but Alonso did have 3 times the amount of mechanical DNFs that year. So that's a bit 50-50 for you. And then 2023, he lost to Gasly. So Ocon's one of those guys who's been around for a long time. Of course, he had that year break when he got dropped by Force India before he came back with Renault. Now, he's always there, but he's never really up there. Of course, as I said, he had that win. But he's just a weird guy. And I was talking to my friends about this today, where it's like, I can't imagine him not being on the grid next year. But also, it could be a possibility. I don't think F1 needs Esteban Ocon right now. But as for where he will be, because I do think he'll have a place on the grid next year, there was that rumour that we discussed a few weeks ago with him in connection to Haas. And that now has a bit more weight to it, considering the fact that he won't be in Alpine next year. So Haas is definitely one to keep an eye on for Esteban. And as for who else would take him, maybe Williams. But Williams are connected with Sainz and Bottas, who I think those two are both better picks for Williams right now than Ocon would be. So it seems like the Haas rumours might be true for Esteban Ocon's future, which is an interesting one. We could have a Ocon-Behrman pairing for next year, which really, for me, I think spells a bit of disaster there. You're going to have Ocon, who doesn't play well with teammates and has only ever beaten his teammate once because they had 3 times the amount of DNFs that he did, versus a rookie teammate who's very hungry to prove his position, not just in F1, but also to the Ferrari team. I don't think that would end very well. So we'll have to wait and see if that one is true. And also the second question here is what's next for Alpine in terms of their other driver? I imagine they will want to keep Gasly because is to have some kind of stability within the team, and unless Gasly can go somewhere else, I think he will stay. But who replaces Ocon? Because Alpine in the position they are now, and the revolving door of management that is Alpine over the last few years, of your established names, unless they're getting the boot, I don't see them wanting to move to an Alpine team. Which means they might have to go to the Alpine Junior Driver Program, which is collecting dust at the minute. But one we could see is Jack Doohan. Jack Doohan has been their big guy for the last few years. Victor Martins as well. He's in Formula 2, not having the best year so far for Formula 2, but that being said, neither is Ollie Behrman. So, Martins or Doohan could be the choice there. I think they'd probably go for Doohan over Martins as of right now. But yeah, as I said, I don't see anyone in the established teams as they are now wanting to go unless that was their only option. Maybe like a Zhou, who it looks like Sauber have no interest in keeping. Maybe if he wants to stay in Formula 1, Alpine is his only choice. And I think that'd be quite ironic, really, because I think he was in the Renault Young Driver Program at one point, so he would eventually make it to the team. But yeah, so that's an interesting one. Like I said, as for Gasly, I think he should stay. Because we talked about this on Saturday. But if Flavio is back, and if he does have a certain amount of power within the team and can kind of say what he wants, and like I said on Saturday, I wouldn't be surprised if in a year's time Flavio is the team principal again. But he likes to make teams that revolve around one driver. We saw that with Schumacher and Benetton. We saw it with Alonso in Renault. He likes your one driver and your second driver who finishes second and doesn't ask too many questions and could be fired at any time. So, if this is Flavio's Alpine, is Gasly the guy that we're building around? Now, I think Gasly is incredibly talented. I'm a big fan of his. I think, like, if you go back to 2021, Gasly's the third best driver on the grid. And I think if you give him a car that he is good for him, he can pull out some really good results. So, is that what they're trying to build their team around now? Is it going to be Gasly and a young driver? I think that could work really well, as long as they can fix their car. That being said, their car is a lot better. If you compare it to where it was in Bahrain, where it is now, it is a hell of a lot better. But there you go. I am rambling on a little bit there. But yes, this is the big news today. Ocon is gone. Hashtag Ocon. Let me know what you think. Let me know where he's going in the comments. Let me know and who do you think will be going to Alpine? That's the two big questions. Let me know. We're back towards the end of the week because it's the Canadian Grand Prix. We'll have the preview on Friday and then coverage of qualifying and the race all the way through the weekend. So all of that to come. Until then, though, have a good one. I'll see you later. Goodbye.